There's been some pretty big discoveries lately in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Also, give me a second, I need to shoot down this balloon. Dicks. There's been some new discoveries lately in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it's some pretty big stuff if you're trying to complete the museum. So let's get into it. Today's weird Animal Crossing New Horizons fact: you can randomly receive art pieces in the mail from villagers. Assuming that I've understood the system correctly, Jock and Lazy may send any piece of art, real or fake. Smug will only send fake pieces, and then Cranky will only send sculptures, real or fake. Now, this is coming from Ninja. This is a guy that's been Datamine the game. We've gotten all kinds of crazy information from him, but if you're looking to complete the art collection in the museum, this is some pretty great information, and it also means your smug villagers are screwing you over since you can get gifts from them in the mail, but it's only going to be fake art. So that includes the greatest hits, like Marshall and Raymond, and also some other hype characters like Kyle, Kid, Keaton. Pretty much, if you have a smug villager, you know it because you love them and you want to have an island full of them, but it means that you're actually not going to get any pieces of art from them. However, this could also be impacting your gameplay depending on what villagers you're trying to target, or if you already have these villagers and you're not taking advantage of the mechanic of them sending you gifts. So if you do have a Jock or a Lazy villager or a Cranky villager on your island, it's going to be worth increasing their friendship. That's kind of what this video is about. You know, giving you the information to increase the efficiency of getting art pieces. That's also going to cover some other methods. So if you end up enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, and check out my other Animal Crossing videos in the description down below. But let's get into this friendship stuff. So what you want to do is you want to have a friendship level of 2 or higher with your villagers. Now to get that, you just have to talk to them a couple of times, give them some gifts. One quick way of doing it is wrapping a piece of furniture and then making sure it's an expensive piece of furniture, giving it to them, and then that's going to give you a ton of friendship points. So we have the +3 points for any furniture, 1 if it's gift wrapped, and then if you give them an expensive one, they're always going to give you an item back, and that gives you an extra bonus on top of it. So the interesting thing is, as long as you haven't been messing with your villagers already, it's very easy to hit level 2 with them because every villager starts out with 25 friendship points. So if you give them that, you're going to be getting 5 friendship points right there. That pushes them into level 2, and then you're actually going to be able to give them items. So if you can give a villager items, that means they also have a chance of giving you items in return. I'm kind of haunted by these balloons apparently, but yeah, another present. It was a pants press, and the other one was a lacy tank, so not really too many crazy items, but all you have to do is check your mail. You can also sort it with presents, and then you can actually see the villagers that you're good friends with, and then you can get the presents from them. Now, Sky's a normal type villager, Anka, Tank. Actually, Tank's a Jock. That'd be pretty sick if this ended up turning out to be a picture or a piece of art, and it's something that can happen. So we've got this, and it's just a camp stove. So it's not a guarantee, but these are the villager types that can give you art. So we'll speed things up. It means that you don't only always have to wait for red to be able to get some pieces of art. Now they do have a chance of being fake though. But that's just one bit of information that's come out recently about the art collection. So let's get deeper into this data mine. We have this late night Animal Crossing New Horizons info dump thread. Here we go. Here's the tea on Red's ship. It displays 6 items. 4 art pieces, 2 rare furniture items. The art can be as follows. So there's actually different odds that you're going to get different levels of fake art every time that you visit Red. So there's a 10% chance 1 of them will be fake, 3 of them will be real. So there's no guarantee. Like, it will never happen that every piece you pick can be real. And then we have 30% chance that's going to be 2 fake, 2 real, and then a 50% chance. Half the time you go in there, there's only 1 real piece of art. Now, if you've already owned this piece of art, if you've already donated it to the museum, it's still worth buying because then you can trade it with other people by using Discord, Reddit, friend groups, Twitter, all kinds of places. So it could be good for art swapping, and then there's just a 10% chance you're out of luck and it's just going to be for fake. So slots 1 and 2 can have paintings, slots 3 and 4 can have paintings and sculptures, so it also kind of messes with the RNG behind it because you're not always going to get a sculpture, and there's a lower chance that a sculpture is going to appear because it's not for all the slots. Slots 2 and 3 will always be a small 1x1 item, 1 and 4 can be any size. So we got that. Each real slot, there's a 20% chance that the game will guarantee you an item you haven't already donated to the museum. So it's also not worth holding on to pieces of art, because if you do it, it's not donated to the museum, so it's not going to give you the chance. It will give you a piece that you already own. So as you can see, for each slot, there's a 20% chance. For 4 slots, and then a 1 in 5 each slot will be a item that you haven't already donated, but then I guess it has a chance to be fake on top of that. And then this is about the furniture, not really about art. It only picks items that have multiple color variants, still about the furniture. And yeah, we got some shenanigans. I think I need to elaborate since it seems I wasn't clear enough. The 2080 for real art does not mean 4 or 5 will be repeats. It puts all possible items into a list and picks one randomly with equal weighting. 20% of the time, donated items are excluded from consideration. So that means that's just going to be a list that doesn't have any of the items you've already donated. So the other 80% of the time, you may get a new one, and maybe one you've already donated. This just makes it less likely RNG will screw you over, but it still makes it pretty lengthy. It's still quite the task to complete the museum. And then I'm just over here on Animal Crossing World, because you got to have another guide. I'm not going to do a video just kind of showing you all of the comparisons, which much quicker to just kind of use a text guide. That you just hop over here, you look for the painting that you haven't already donated. You can also check everything that is available at Reds. And this is also kind of interesting because if it just puts everything real or fake into a pool and then pulls from them, you can just get one that doesn't have any fake version. So if you always see the column painting, grab it. So yeah, on top of all that, once you get red to spawn, just be aware of the odds of the paintings or the sculptures being fake, and then just compare it to another guide to get a quick look as to what you need to do to make sure that you get the proper one. So that's straightforward. Now, what about actually getting red in the first place? Because there's been tons of complaints. A lot of people are saying, I saw red once and then he never came back. So here's the tea on Animal Crossing New Horizons NPC spawns. Every week, you're guaranteed to get Sarah, Kix, and Leaf on weekdays if you meet their criteria. That leaves 2 weekday slots that will randomly be filled by Gulliver, Label, CJ, Flick, or Red. The ones you miss out on will be given priority the following week as a form of bad luck prevention. Celeste appears on days, and then we're not talking about Red, and then we have this. So an interesting thing is, this was actually in the guide. I saw this yesterday, and it's helping me plan out my weekly goals, so that's a little bit of a look as to what's going on. It's going to be Monday through Friday. They can't spawn on weekends, but it's good to know there is some bad luck prevention in place for both the spawning of Red and then Red once he does appear. So let's hop into our game, and let's give a quick rundown of how to apply this inside of your game, because if you're time traveling or if you're playing legitimately, it's easier to plan the spawns of certain special characters. So as we can see right here, Label has appeared. Now, it shows that she is going to be one of the 5 that will randomly be filled. So yeah, if you pretty much want to come here. If you see Kix or Leaf, that means those are one of the guarantees. If you see Label, then that means you do have to keep going until you potentially get Gulliver, CJ, Flick, or Red. And then you can use that to kind of determine if the next week is going to be a better chance of having Red spawn, or if you have to immediately skip to next week, or if it's still worth checking. Because let's just say Monday, Sahara, Tuesday, Kix, Wednesday, Leaf, and then Thursday you see Gulliver, well then that means there's still a chance on Friday. But if you see Gulliver Monday and then Label on Wednesday, well, you've already got the 2 filled of the, random pick. So it's worth time skipping to the next week, or if you're not a time traveling player, then you just kind of have that peace of mind. It's like, all right, then I can check for Red some other time. But also if you are a non-time traveling player, then you just go to where Red should be. If he's not there, there you go. This is mostly for just the hyper optimization of time traveling and then making it even faster to understand what's going on and then guaranteeing a Red spawn in a shorter amount of time. But also, if you're just a normal player, it kind of explains why it's so hard to get Red to appear. So that special villager trick works for finding Red, but once you found Red, you can actually time travel to constantly reset a shop. So let's say you've gotten Red to appear. Well, what you want to do, close out the game normally, like you do, get it saved, and then go for the time travel, and then you go 1 day ahead, claim the item that you bought off of him, save the game, and then only go 1 day back. So one interesting interaction with all of these villagers that can appear is that if you go more than 1 day back, or if you go multiple days back, kind of resets their RNG, and then new villagers are going to spawn. Also, if you go a certain amount of time ahead and then you try to go back, it's already kind of refreshed that RNG as well. So as long as you just keep cycling off the same red, that's going to be pretty good. It just kind of depends on how much patience you have for abusing this, how much you want to abuse it, but then also the other optimizations that you can do. Because I think that this is the most important aspect of it, that you need to become friends with your jock, lazy, and cranky villagers, and if you have some other villager spaces open, you should look to try to add a couple of more on your island, because especially if you're a non-time travel player, this is going to speed up the amount of time it takes to get all of the art drastically. Since we're looking at red only appearing every couple of weeks with a high chance that you're going to get fake art or pieces that you already have inside of your museum, so it could take a very long amount of time to do it legitimately, and then also depending on how you're getting mail from your villagers while time traveling for red or doing other things in the game, you might have picked up a couple of pieces of art that turn out to be real along the way. So I think that's some pretty good stuff. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me some other cool things you've discovered about the game. If you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.